children. Today we are discussing again the making of independent India's constitution. We have several features in Indian constitution and what are the debates of CA and federal principles, unitary principles, sovereignty, preamble, what is constitution, what are the basic principles, fundamental rights and directive principles of how to govern the country. These are all we are discussing. So here there is a lot of criticism is also there. Nothing but criticism because few people they have written the constitution. That is one type of criticism around some people, some section of society. And so what they said, there are a lot of debates were going on, and Ambedkar addressed that. And Jawaharlal Nehru given a significant statement, and that time how the particular newspapers what they have written and all, we'll see now. See this. There is an old newspaper, The Statesman. India emerges as a republic today, and of significance to people, says Nehru, call for unity and tolerance, offer of friendship to all nations. And Sukarno addresses, who is Sukarno? At that time he was the president of Indonesia, and congratulations on the birth of new republic. Communist expel British managers, proclamation as republic, provincial borders to be rationalized. Okay, today's program in Calcutta and the Republic of India. This is the the Republic of India. This is the preamble, the first index page of the Constitution. Okay, is it clear, children? See once. Yes, this is the Republic of India. Okay, 26 January 1950 it came to existence, and we the people of India, and having solemnly resolved democratic republic and to success all its citizens, justice, liberty, equality, fraternity. And in our constitution assembly do heartily adopted the due to ourselves this constitution. This is all have written in this paper. So this is a preamble of the constitution, the first page, index page, and the main statement of the constitution. And this is the statement, this is the Statesman newspaper. This is called Statesman's newspaper. In this, so such things he will be giving. 1 second, I'll show you. See, the Statesman, this is the paper, newspaper at those times. How he will ask a question. Newspaper report from 26 January 1950. What items can you read on this page? So what you can read, India emerges as a republic today. And on India emerges as republic today. Today it's a very great day that India emerges as a republic. And next, of significance to people, says Nehru. So we can read about emerging of India as an independent republic nation. Yes, we thought that emerging of India is emerging into government of India, no British rule, and as an independent republic nation right now. And Nehru calling people to maintain unity and tolerance. Even here, the first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru said, he was addressing the people to maintain unity and tolerance. And India initiated to be friendly with all nations. So after once we got independence, we have to maintain the cordial relation with all the neighboring states and the developed countries and all. So India's initiative to be friendly with all nations, that also addressed, and we are all the Commonwealth nations, isn't it? So when we were not a part of any, even in the Cold War or in the physical war also, we are not participated in any further after independence. We don't want to side of any nation, and we will be friendly and maintain cordial relations with all the nations. That addressed by Nehru. And in India's initiative to be friendly with all nations. That is the main thing. We have to maintain cordial relations. That as a representative, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru said that. And there is a picture, see here, Nehru with Sukarno. Sukarno addresses Indian people. Okay, he is congratulating the on birth of the republic. Okay, we became the republic people. That means we have written our constitution on our own and we are following. It came into existence from 1950. Okay, and next, foreign leaders or many foreign leaders are congratulating India became independent country, and we have written our constitution on our own with many ideas, and finally successfully we completed that. And next, rationalizing provincial borders. So whatever the provincial borders, that should be rationalized. That means the limited rights we have given to them, and even it is completely almost the king's rule. Actually, after independence they wanted to be rule under the rule kingdoms only, but we have Subhash Chandra Bose and those people, they did not accept for that, and they said with the military, with armed forces, they were merged into Indian government of India. So this is about the the Statesman newspaper headlines. And what are the headlines? India emerges as republic today, of significance to people, says Nehru. That means emerging of India as an independent republic nation. Nehru addressing people to maintain unity and tolerance. You know what is tolerance? Religious tolerance. That means we should not make any conflicts between the religions, among the religions, and India's initiative to be friendly with all nations. So even that also addressed by Nehru ji. They wanted to maintain cordial relation with all nations, and foreign leaders also congratulating India to become independent and to become republic, and rationalizing the provincial borders. So these are the headlines of this newspaper. And finally there is a conclusion with preamble. And our preamble, there is a justice, liberty, and social secularism, maintain secularism. Okay, these are all the things were highlighted in the preamble of the constitution. So you have to write like this. If he asks a newspaper report from 26 January 1950, what items can you read on this page, means you have to read these headlines, and after that you have to elaborate these headlines. This is the information skill. So this is one of the information skill given by the paper, and you have to write, you have to enlarge that, and you have to write that. And next one is, I'll show you the second thing. See the picture, children. This is, observe the bar graph given page 230 and answer the following questions. What is this? The heading is for this is, since the constitution was came into force on 26 January 1950 till 2013, nearly 99 amendments were made. I already said till today, the more than 100 times the constitution was amended. See, our constitution is very flexible and rigid constitution. So with the flexibility, because of the flexibility, if any changes, because long back they have written this constitution, so the amendments are definitely necessary according to time, according to technology, and according to people attitude and governing the country, isn't it? So the question, he has given this information with the bar graph. So how to write this? He is asking a question, in which year the most number of constitutional amendments take place. Here see the bar graph properly. There is 1950 to 60, the amendments taken place 7, and this is 7 times the constitution was amended in 1951 to 60. Because definitely the amendments are, we have to welcome the amendments, because according to technology, according to time, according to people, it's a long back they have written the constitution. So the amendments are very much required. Okay, in 1961 to 70 there are 15 amendments were there, and in 1971 to 80 there are 22 amendments between in 1971 to 80, that is one decade. In again 81 to 90, in that decade there are 22 amendments were there. 1991 to 2000 there are 16 amendments were there, and 2001 to 2000 there are 17 amendments were there. So altogether there are 99 amendments till 2013th year, nearly 99 amendments were made. So the question is here, in which year the most number of constitution amendments have taken place? How many amendments were taken in which year? The same, there are 2 years, 1971 and 80, 22 amendments, and 1981 to 90 also 22 amendments. That is the first question. So you have to write that in 1971 and 1990, till that time, there are 22 amendments were made. This is the highest record in the amendments. In the amendments session, there are highest record is 22 between 1971 to 1930. Next question is, how many more number of amendments took place in the decade 1971 to 80 when compared to 61 to 70? 61 to 70 and 61 to 70, 71 to 80. When compared to this, how many more amendments take place? You can easily understand that there 7 more amendments were taken place. 7 more amendments were taken place. Like this, he will ask questions. And finally, in 1951 to 60, how many amendments are there? Very least amendments in 1951 to 60, that is 7 amendments were made, and the highest is 22, and altogether they are 99. Okay, such questions he'll ask. It can easily by seeing the bar diagram or pie diagram or whatever information he has given. From that you can write. But one more thing is, there is a question he'll ask, what is amendment? It's not relevant to this information skill, but definitely he'll ask some, apart from this table, this bar graph, he'll ask what is amendment and why the amendments are needed. Like that, such questions he'll ask. So what is amendment means? Amendment is definitely, it is a change. It's a change means little change, either in addition or deletion or adding something. Okay, this is amendment. That means change in the constitution is called amendment. And why it is required? Why it is required means, because the time is going on, and 1950 they have written it. But if you keep on going that according to the technology or according to the people's attitude and according to the governments and the democracy, with the democratic changes, definitely amendments are very much needed. And in India there are 2 types of amendments are there: flexible and rigid amendments. So rigid amendments, we cannot, if it is rigid, that we cannot amend that. See, for example, you take fundamental rights. In the fundamental rights, we cannot change at any cost. For fundamental rights, every time, if it is in 1950 also the same thing, even in 1970s, even in 2000 years, 2015 also, the same amendments, same rights will be going on for the people. Say no changes are required for fundamental rights. So such some issues we cannot change at any cost in the constitution, such rights. But in some any other cases, according to that, we can change it. That is flexible constitution. That's why our Indian constitution is flexible and rigid. So in the flexible, with the parliament, that is also there is a procedure in the parliament, 2/3 of majority of people can vote, then easily we can amend that particular constitution, particular schedule or particular article, we can easily change with the 2/3 of majority of the parliament people. Okay children, this is one of the important case. And there is a question. Yes, I said about how many lists of power being categorized in our country. I said in the morning Zoom class, I said there are 3 lists according to constitution. There are state list, central list, and concurrent list. So because unitary and ours is the federal character, unitary and state government and central government both can work. So central list we have different and state list we have different. And if these 2 are not there, whatever the items they are not there in the state list and central list, that will be in the concurrent list. Whatever it is not applicable in the central and state, that will be comes under concurrent list. That is one question. What are the different powers being categorized in our country means state list, central list and concurrent list. And expand IAS, IPS. That also I said yesterday in the morning. Expand IAS and IPS. These are all comes under central list only. Okay, Indian Administrative Service. Indian Administrative Service. Service. Indian Police Service. Indian Police Service. IFS. Indian Foreign Service. Okay, like this there are many things are there. These are all comes under central list only. And when he will ask in a half mark question, expand IAS, expand IPS and expand IFS. So such times you have to write I should be capital, A should be capital and S should be capital. Then only you will get 1 mark, otherwise you will give half mark. Okay. So Indian Administrative Service, IPS is Indian Police Service, IFS is Indian Foreign Service. Then the different central list there are many things are there. And how much time was taken to making our constitution? Almost our constitution has taken about 3 years. If you don't remember, write about 3 years. But exactly how much time they have taken for writing the constitution is 2 years, 11 months, 18 days. 11 months, 18 days. The lengthiest, our constitution is the lengthiest written, largest constitution in the world. So how much it has taken? 2 years, 11 months, 18 days. The constitution has written in this time. Okay, 2 years, 11 months, 18 days. Okay children, and remaining things we will conclude in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.